Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. How are you guys doing today? You guys are having a good weekend so far. I'm checking in to see how you guys are doing, and just have a conversation today and give any updates. A lot of people have been reaching out, so try to answer any questions you guys have. Beautiful Jess. Hello, Kate Barnes. Hello, Kimberly Moreno. Any updates on Carla? Haven't seen Carla. No. Doris O'Neill. Good evening. Paulette Hayes. Hello. Belia Arizmendis. Hello. Peyton. Hello, Peyton. Haven't seen you in a long time. Hopefully, you and your family are doing good, Peyton. Thanks for checking in. Glenda O'Donnell. Good evening. Louis Agreda. Buenas tardes. Hello, Christine Lopez. Hi again. Sandra Sanchez. Hi, Sandra. Monarch Blue. Hello, Ruby Ortiz. Hello, G's mom. Hello, Maritza Ayala. Hola. Diana Nunez is in Southern California. Hello. Sandra Prayer. Hello. Gina, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Veronica. Hello. Arlene Isidro. Hello. Dallas, Texas. Peyton, my ex passed from a fentanyl overdose. I've been grieving. My condolences for your loss, Peyton. Rest in peace to your ex, and condolences to his family as well. So sorry to hear that. Noreen Martinez, hello. Misty Morocco, haven't heard from Nick at all. Nicole Bonikowski is in Florida. Hello, Nicole K. Barnes. I hate that Carla Miggs mom. Yeah, it's they got moved. Haven't seen them or heard from them, so they moved. I don't know where they're at, but Leo, we should do another video with Cynthia. Yeah, maybe in the future. Carlotta de la Rosa, how can I start seeing your videos from the beginning? Just go all the way down to November 2020. That's my first interview with Carlos. Just go all through, all the way down to the beginning. Scroll all the way down. Lou J 2020 J, hello. Lou Lorena, hello. Melissa, hello. Veronica, thank you. Veronica, I appreciate you. Rhonda Zaragoza is in Arkansas. Cecilia Baca, hello. Glenda O'Donnell, I'm Draco's mom. I sent you a friend request on Messenger so I can give you an update and a copy of a picture of him and his completion of a drug completion program certificate. So, congratulations to your son, Draco. My email is lostinphoenixyt@gmail.com. You'll probably find me there a little bit quicker. Michael Bays, hello. Enrique is in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's probably cold over there. Kimberly Moreno, haven't heard from Nick. Noreen Martinez, hi from Dia Esther. Hello. David, hello again from Peoria, Arizona. Shirley, hello. Um, Blue Thunderbird says I finally made it after missing three live chats recently. Yeah, so I'm doing this very early. It's 5:30 p.m. here in Arizona right now, or Phoenix, 5:31 p.m. Saturday. So I think it makes it easier for other people to join. I think I'm sure there'll be other people that didn't get notifications. There's like 82 people here. So I think when everybody gets notifications during the week, we'll have like 300 people, 200 people. Right now it's Saturday. The weather is really nice here in Phoenix. Really nice. So I thought I'd check in. Blue Thunderbird, 7:30 p.m. here in Ontario, Canada. 7:30 p.m. Wow, so a couple hours. So you're probably it's probably cold up there, right? Lou J20, 4:30 p.m. in Central California. Awesome. Sandra Prayer, wondering if the Super Bowl being there, if things are more challenging for those on the streets. I don't think so. There's no challenges for them. A lot more traffic, that's for sure. I saw that today. A lot of traffic. Anthony Harris checking in from Shreveport, Louisiana. Awesome. Thanks for checking in, Anthony. Appreciate you. Veronica Burciega is in Albuquerque. Judy De Mateo, hello. Yesenia Ortiz. I live in Phoenix, but I'm currently in Colombia at 7:32 p.m. Colombia, the country, South America. That's that's far. Stay safe out there. Kelly Timian is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thanks for checking in, Kelly. Nicole Brogdon is in Flagstaff. It's a little chilly up in Flagstaff, right? Chilly is 2 hours north of Phoenix, and it's definitely colder, has a higher elevation. Stay warm, Nicole. Um, what are you guys doing? What were you guys doing before you guys joined me here, right? What again, Saturday, so a lot of people are out and about, right? Parties, weddings, just hiking, gym, different things, right? A lot of people getting ready for the Super Bowl. The stores are busy here in Phoenix, and everything's busy here in Phoenix right now. Um, Doris O'Neill says, I lost my granddaughter to an OD in 2015. My condolences for your loss, Doris. Um, Unfortunately, since 2015, that has happened a lot more frequently to people all over this country, and sadly. So it's a shame that it's getting worse, and it's going to continue to get worse. My condolences for your loss, the loss of your granddaughter. Xavier was walking his dog and reading a book before I this live session interrupted. Arlene Isidro was doing her makeup. Arlene is going somewhere. Learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese was making breakfast. I think you're in Korea, I think, right? Titanium Master, cleaning out the garage. Awesome. Elaine loves food. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate you. Blue Thunderbird was watching YouTube and just ate dinner. I'm boring. What was for dinner, Blue Thunderbird? What did you make? Sandra Prayer was preparing to travel to Nashville, Tennessee. That's awesome. I want to go there one day and go see, go to Graceland, right? Lou, Saturday is a slow day. It's slow for today. Working on my taxes. If it takes me 4 weeks to prepare it all, geez, 4 weeks to do taxes. Yuck. Veronica, I just got off work. I'm relaxing. I have Sunday and Monday off. Awesome, Veronica. Enjoy your day off tomorrow and Monday. Elaine loves food. She loves food so much that she's making a seafood boil. Wow. Share, Elaine, share. I love seafood. Worth it. Doing online school. I don't have a life. Well, I think that's awesome that you were doing your online school. You're preparing for your future. That's awesome. Austin Lee is eating lunch now. Back to work. Awesome, Austin. Thanks for checking in. Go make that money. Learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese is in Taiwan. Awesome. Thanks for checking in all the way from Taiwan. Christine Lopez, the plumber showed up, toilet clogged. Man, I don't even want, we don't even want to know, Christine, the story behind that. Arlene Isidro was at her husband's birthday party, but she said, "You know what? Time out from the husband's birthday party. I'm gonna go join the Lost in Phoenix live session." I won't tell your husband. Gina just got home from a birthday party. Hopefully you had fun, Gina. Jose Reyes was drinking a Modelo, listening to music. That is so cool. I'm drinking water. I'm trying to be healthy. Blue Thunderbird ordered out from an authentic Indian restaurant. I'm trying to think if I've ever ate food from India. No, I would say no. Dawn Fine, Jamie Valdez, hello. Rachel Aguirre, hello. California is going downhill, Lou. Melissa eating Church's chicken, Houston, Texas, 6:37 right now. Church's chicken is awesome. I like it. Haven't ate it in a while. Elaine loves food. Make sure you guys like the live as you come in. Awesome. Don finds Jamie Valdez making steak fajitas and Spanish rice. Dang, that sounds good. Robin Miller, hello. Thanks for checking in. Learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, helping my best friend through his divorce. Yeah. Um, thanks for helping your best friend, your friend, through his divorce. Where's your cute dog? She's asleep on the couch. She's not coming. She's tired. Sunday lunchtime in Australia for Deb Thomas. Wow, Australia. That's like the other side of the world. My day is going real good. Rax, the general. I'm doing real good. Just checking in with you guys. See how you guys are doing. I got to try Indian food at least one time. Can you name me a dish, like an Indian food dish? Um, I'm not familiar with that at all. Jesus Marquez Jimenez. Hello, Jesus. Saludos to you. Thanks for checking in. DGO 360. Are you watching UFC 284? I don't think so. I'm just hanging out with you guys tonight. What are you eating for dinner? Gosh, I don't even know yet. I'm not hungry yet, but I'm sure I will be pretty soon. You guys are getting me hungry talking about chicken and Indian food and this and that. Like, and it's like I'm missing out. Lou says, try the Middle Eastern food. That's Iranian food. It's the best, like the kebab and the picked beets and that balsamic rice hummus. Kelly Timian says curry and rice for Indian food, I think. Christy, what did you do today and this weekend? I have done nothing. I went to buy hiking boots. I bought brand new hiking boots today. I was gonna go hiking, but that didn't happen. So um, I bought hiking boots. So I'm excited to go break those suckers in. Yeah. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to start. I'm gonna do a I'm going to like go hiking because so before I used to do Lost in Phoenix, I used to hike like a lot and go to the gym a lot. I used to spend like 2 hours at the gym. I used to go hiking for like hours and hours out in the desert. Right, that's where I find all the just the pottery stuff. Um, but um, but I'm thinking about going back out and hiking, different places. There's so many places here in Phoenix or even Arizona to hike. It's just beautiful, beautiful place to go be outdoors. And so I'm thinking about creating a separate channel so that when I go hiking or I'm doing things like on my own that's not really related to Lost in Phoenix, I can upload those and you guys kind of check out my little adventures of hiking and all that, right? Because I wouldn't really put a hiking video here in Lost in Phoenix, but I'll probably create a separate channel where I'll be hiking and I'll take you guys along with me, right? Because a lot of you guys are not in Phoenix, right? More than half of you are in other places, other states, other countries. And a lot of you guys ask me, like, are there cactuses outside of your house, or stuff like that. And I guess showing you guys Phoenix or Arizona, you guys would have a better understanding of what it looks like, the sense of being here. So I'm thinking about doing that, because again, I used to hike a lot, and I haven't ever taken a time out from hiking because um, I do Lost in Phoenix so much for the past 2 years. So yeah, so I was thinking about that. Nature walks are the best. Yes, I love nature walks. Jorge, saludos, Art. Changing the hairstyle. Got it again, a haircut. That's awesome. Don says, heck yeah, that would be awesome. I loved Arizona, but I wouldn't stay after May. Jeez, May, June, July, August. God, those 4 months are like brutal. It's just 115, 110. It doesn't come it doesn't fall below 105 degrees, right? May, June, July, August, 110, 115. Sometimes it's 120. The hottest day on record was 122 degrees back in 1990, May something 1990. I was on summer vacation because I had just finished the eighth grade, right? I was going into high school, and that day in May, I was like probably woke up like at 11 p.m. Right, waking up late, going to sleep late, waking up late, and I got ready to go play basketball, and I got my basketball, and I was gonna walk across the street to the park, and then I open the door. It's hot. Felt like an oven. Right, the heat from an oven just hits you. And then I walk, and I'm seeing going through the parking lot, and I kind of see the waves, in the distance, not in front of me, but in the distance. You kind of see it kind of wavy. It's the heat just rising. It was 122 degrees, and I wanted to go play basketball at noon, and so I didn't go play basketball because it was just too stifling. It's too hot. You just would, just too hot, basically 122 degrees. I remember that day. I remember going outside and feeling the heat like an oven, just by opening the door. So that was crazy. What do you think about the black pill, that community of guys that say they will be single forever and women are not good like before and everything is dark and gloomy? Excuse me. um, Never heard about the black pill. I don't really like pills. I don't care if they're white, black, purple, red. I don't like pills. uh, I'm not sure about guys that aren't going to get married or they want to be single forever. Yeah, marriage isn't for some people, I guess. They want to be single forever. That's on them. Just live a happy life, single, married, divorced. Just be happy. Do no harm. Do you like the Phoenix Suns? I don't really watch sports a lot. Sports has become so political, so political. I don't like that at all when they bring politics in sports. So I really don't watch sports like I used to. Um, so yeah, I used to be a big fan of the Suns. I used to watch the what's the first team I watched? The first Suns team was in 1985. Walter Davis, Larry Nance. Uh, Walter Davis, they called him the Greyhound. Larry Nance was a power forward. He was the first dunk. Larry Nance was the winner of the NBA's first dunk contest. Larry Nance. Um, and then And then that was one, right? That's when I started watching them 85, 86, 87, 87 when they brought in Kevin Johnson and who else was with them? Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, all that group, right? So it was fun back in the day. The Phoenix Suns were Arizona's first professional sports team. What's the blue? The TV's on. I should turn it off, but so don't mind that. It's just a TV. My TV is right over there, and that's probably the flashing. I don't watch the NFL. I definitely don't watch the NFL. Happy early Valentine's Day to everybody. So, yeah, happy Valentine's Day, right? So it's the day of love, the day of friendship. So even if nobody loves you or you don't love anybody else, call your mom, call your family, your friends to let them know that you're thinking about them, right? So I'm gonna try to do that. Delena Valentina, have you heard anything about my sister Angel or seen her? Angel, gosh, I don't know which Angel. I had to hold on. Let me give me a second while I pull up Angel. Um, Angel, gosh, I've interviewed lots of angels. Uh, oh, which basically which angel is your sister? I'm not sure. She the 19-year-old. I've interviewed two different angels that are 19 or they were 19 when I interviewed them. Um, so yeah, I haven't seen them recently. Who haven't seen any angel. A 19-year-old angel. I haven't seen her since. So that's 5 months ago when I interviewed her. Haven't seen her since then. So hopefully she's doing okay. Hopefully she's better. Blue Thunderbird. I'm super curious about Nick, Carla, and Migs. Yeah, the police moved them, and so the police moved them, um, so they I don't know where they're at. They moved spots. I don't know if they all separated. I don't know if they're all together as a group. I'm not sure. Christine Lopez, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. Jane Ball is watching from England, right? That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in, Jane. So Jane is in England, Don is in Ontario, and I have somebody from Taiwan right now. So that's so cool. You guys are all far. It's interesting. Would you be able to be on the lookout for a Chris Alvarado? He was a homie, no longer, bro. Was still worried about him. Sure. I That name doesn't sound familiar, so I get asked like on a regular basis, like every other day almost. You know, gosh, in 1 week I'll probably have anywhere from 5 to 10 people reach out in all my social media platforms, and they'll say, "Hey, I know you're out there on the streets. Can I send you a picture of my mom, my dad, my brother, my cousin, my niece? Here's their picture. Can you keep an eye on them? Haven't seen them or heard from them in years. We know that they're in Phoenix. Last time we talked to them, they're in Phoenix, or we suspect they're in Phoenix. And so here's their picture. Please let us know if you see them, right? Um, so that's super sad. It's really heartbreaking. I never tell anybody no. I'll just say, all right, cool, yeah, thank you for sharing. So like the name here, I'll keep an eye out for that name. Um, it's really sad. Mary Gouillon, it's amazing how far 602 Lost in Phoenix family is located. Yeah, I think that's really cool. It's a this message kind of reaches everybody, right? It's a story of compassion and really helping people and trying to understand people, trying to know what's going on all over the world, I guess. So, never did I imagine that did I'd ever have this many subscribers. That wasn't really my intention. My intention was just get the message out, and so I think this message kind of resonates with a lot of people. A lot of you guys will comment, I lost family members to an OD, or friends to this particular drug or that particular drug. And so um, a lot of people go on social media or Google or YouTube and try to educate themselves and find out what it all means, like what's going on, right? So yeah, it's insane, to think about what's gone on with our society. And all we could do is kind of come together and really try to help each other out by talking, understanding, educating ourselves, and really having a forum somewhere like here to talk and really be supportive of each other. Um, so I think that's what we've created here, and we'll continue to do so. Any update from Chino? Says Eric Gonzalez. I have not heard from Chino. Lou J20. Are you losing faith in helping the people you interview? I went through a phase where I lost compassion. I had to pray after being let down by people and not wanting to help themselves. Lou, that's a really good question. And I'm not losing faith, and I'm definitely not losing compassion. And I try to remain realistic, right? I try to understand that just because I want Nick to go home, right? That doesn't mean he's going to, right? Just because I want Blake to get on that bus and go see his mom, and even though he says he's going to, doesn't mean at the end of the day he's actually going to do it, right? So uh, I'm realistic in understanding that there's going to be let down, there's going to be half truths and lack of will and desire on their part. So if anything, it motivates me to keep going even further, because all it demonstrates is it allows people that watch everything, watch all of this, right? They get to see what addiction is, right? So they'll say, like, oh, that's mean, that's mean, it's rude, it's selfish of Blake or Nick not to get on that bus. But what I think it is, it's addiction. I think it's really addiction, holding these people down and really convincing them, and having a stranglehold on them to not want, to not get on the bus, right, and change their life. So I try, I remain realistic. So it's been very educational for me, and just trying to understand people, human nature, and I think I'm more resilient, if anything. Yeah, Sandra Prayer recently saw that Gladys passed away. So, gosh, when did I interview? Was that in December when I interviewed Gladys? Gladys, right? It was just recently, right? About a month ago. So January 10th is when I interviewed her. January 10th, and January 10th, and just what, yesterday, or was it yesterday? I was notified that she passed away. So um, she's like 27, 28 years old. Just sad. Just sad that just another person that I've interviewed recently, and they're deceased. But at least we got to hear her story. We got to hear her testimony, right? So you guys have to understand that we got to meet her. She got to share her story, even if it was brief 10 minutes, but we met her, we acknowledged her, we gave her a voice, we let her know that she mattered. Unfortunately, that addiction pulled her down, and it took her life. So that's really sad. My condolences to her family. My condolences um, to all her friends and family that miss her, and that's why these videos are important, because she's has family in North Dakota or something, and that's the last time they heard her voice was the interview on January 10th. So she wasn't looking good that day. She didn't look good at all. I asked her, like, do you need help? Do you want to call the ambulance? She said, no, I'm okay. I just need to eat. So um, so she said she was going to go eat. She was, and but that could have meant that she was going to go smoke, or I don't know. She just didn't look healthy. She looked like she was in pain. Um, so it's really sad, right? These are people. These are people under 30 years old, right? And they're no longer here. So um, just kind of chronicling you talk to a person 30 days ago, and now they're no longer here, right? That was a month ago. That's just sad. Absolutely heartbreaking. Fig News, Alhambra High School in the house. I went there in 92, 93. Alhambra Lions. A Tony Biz, what was your poison, if you don't mind me asking? I've never done drugs. I've never, nothing. I've, I've never been curious. I never have. 15 when I smoked marijuana. Didn't like it. Didn't like the feeling. I don't like that stuff. I'll have a beer once in a while. I'll drink one, two, maybe three beers, but that's it. I'm not really a fan of being numb. Right. I think I have good coping skills. Right. I think I'm able to cope with life. Life isn't easy. Life is hard, but I'm able to cope with it as best as I can. Right. So going to the gym, hiking, trying to have a good outlet in life. Trying to get your stress out in different productive ways, and not picking a poison, and whether it's smoking or marijuana or alcohol, or just all these crazy drugs that are out there, right? So um, just some people are built different, I guess. Are you watching the Super Bowl? I am not. I don't watch the NFL. What's new? Nothing new. 520 Wildcat. Nothing at all. Luz Jaques. Hello, Luz. Thank you. I appreciate you. Brianna Llamas. How did she pass, Gladys? I don't have all the details, but I can put money on it that it was due to her addiction, right? So um, again, she wasn't looking good at all. So um, I don't have all the details, but I'm pretty sure that's the cause. Dawn Man is in Ohio. She's a Buckeye. Polly Pocket, how old was the girl you were talking about? Is that Gladys? I think she's 27, right? So Gladys, 28. She was 28 when I interviewed her a month ago. January 10th, I interviewed her. Gladys, 28. She's disabled. She's homeless. Her son died, apparently. Um, from what I remember the interview. So sad. Double A is in Tampa, Florida. TC, we all need coping skills. It's harder with the younger generation. Yeah, yeah, it's a great point. I wish high schoolers, like school, taught you how to. Uh, they need to teach in school. They need to teach people about building your credit, right? They need to teach people about coping skills, right? Things that are like valuable, like really you need in life, right? Don't teach me about transitioning and men can have get pregnant and stuff. Don't That's like not necessary, man. Let's focus on things that are taking people's lives today, right now, like these addictions, right? Because we're not able to cope with life's harshness. So yeah, it's always like why are there no programs in high school that teach you about building your credit, why, or a FICO score, the three credit unions or credit bureaus. So it's like they want us to fail, right? Any updates on Cindy? Cindy. Which one's Cindy? I haven't heard from a Cindy recently. And how to do taxes, man. I don't do I've never done my taxes ever. I'll never will. I'll mess them up. I hate math. I hate math. Christy, yes, coping skills. I talk about that all the time, especially the younger generation. Yeah, younger generation. Yeah, that has. It's just the different generation now than when I was in school, when I was a kid. It's just different, just different. That safe space stuff is going to be the undoing of this generation. So um, it's really scary. Learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. My stepdad was an angry drunk, so that's why I never drank or drugs. I didn't want to become like him. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, there's some people that's what addiction does. Alcoholism, addiction, it just turns people into somebody else. Darlene Islava in junior high in Phoenix, they don't show them how to write in cursive anymore. Yep, because they're teaching them other things, right? That they deem important. I love teachers. That's a hard job. I don't know what's going on with their like why we're get it going away from basics, and they're teaching all this new silly stuff, right? So I don't know. It's not good for society. I can guarantee you that. Jasmine Gonzalez, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Lindsay Beard, they need to teach more life skills in school. I agree with that, Lindsay. That's a great point. Life skills, right? Like coping, how to cope with loss, boyfriend, girlfriend, love, how to cope, right? Rejection, when somebody's mean to you, right? In life, there is no safe spaces, right? Life doesn't give you safe spaces, right? So let's teach people how to cope when life is mean, when people are mean. Let's help people cope instead of cancel or all this safe stuff. It's just Because what you're doing is you're harming kids in the future. You're trying to give them a bubble, protect them, right? But you're really harming them long term. So I don't know why people don't see that. So yeah, coping skills, how to build credit, how to buy a house, how to attain a job, maintain a job. So it's simple things like that, right? School system is failing our youth. I believe it. It's not so much the teachers; it's like the administrators, right? It's all political, right? They teacher unions belong to one party, and they take on their ideology, and so schools don't teach; they indoctrinate nowadays, and so that's really scary. That's why they're removing, curriculum that was important for me, uh, and it's just again scary. So what do we do? Any update on Mookie? I haven't heard from Mookie in a long time, so hopefully she's doing good. She's doing better. Christy, instead of coping, they feel like they need to take meds or get hooked on drugs or alcohol. Yeah, that's a good point, right? So if I was to go to the doctor right now and tell him that I'm depressed, right, or have anxiety, he's going to give me right away. He's going to give me medicine, right, like pills, right? But I take pills for this anxiety or this depression, but it's messing up my liver, it's messing up my kidneys, it's messing up my mental health, right? So it fixes this or helps with this, but it hurts this over here, right? So we're creating a society of dependent people, and they think the solution is a pill or a drug or a drink. And again, zero coping skills. Here's the quick fix, right? And it's all bad. There's nothing good about that. Nothing. So true. That's why parents need to be present in their kids' life. Uh, I agree with that, right? There should be parents involved, but the problem is that a lot of people, like 50% of Hispanic households in America, 50% of Hispanic households in America today do not have a father. There's like no father in the home, right? There's no father present, right? The government is helping raise that those kids. I think in the black community, it's like 70%, right? Um, the white community, gosh, I think it's 40%, 50% as well. It's really high, and so that's scary because we make a portion of the of the um, of the population, right? So I think, gosh, Hispanics are like 20% of the population in America, but 50%, don't have are being raised by the government, right? So that's bad. Basically, there's no two parents in the home, and so you get all this craziness, right? You got these kids, just no coping skills, no father to lead them, to guide them, to help them, and so you end up with a disaster. So not good, and it keeps getting worse every year, every year, every year. Kelly, thank you, Art, for not blaming the teachers. I know teachers. Teachers have a good heart. That's a really hard job. Teachers, soldiers, and police officers. Those are the three hardest jobs in the world, right? And they get paid the lowest, all of them, and for what they do. Kelly says we don't have control over curriculum, resources, etc. I agree the education system in our country is lacking in many areas, but it's the fault. But I would say it's not the fault of teachers. I think it's the administrators who their ideology, the political ideology, is all slanted one way, and it's not about teaching anymore. It's about indoctrinating, unfortunately. So They should teach us how humans should be eating, or you can always drink tea for any disease. They need to feed kids better food, stuff. Absolutely right. Yeah. So eating better. Why didn't they teach us that in school? Right. They I don't remember that in school being, how to eat better at all. Um, So yeah, true. You guys bring up good points. You guys are very. That's why I love this community, because you guys are very mature. You guys are understanding, and you guys might not agree with everything I'm saying, but this is my point of view, my perspective, right? This is just my thoughts from what I've seen in the world in my 48 years. You guys have perspectives. Some I agree with, some I don't agree with, but we can have dialogue and understand each other, right? Um, so yeah, and I think that's important. We can talk, we can disagree, we can talk respectfully, and really learn from each other, right? So because I read comments and oh wow, it's interesting. I never thought about that. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for mentioning that, right? Because it brings up a different perspective, I think. Polly Pocket, it's crazy how much of an impact not having a father figure does to boys and girls. They've done studies on this, right? When there's no father at all, just total absent father, the crime, the the children without a father compared to children that have both parents, the crime goes up, dropping out of high school, unwed unwed motherhood, uh, drugs. Again, statistically, it's proven that if there's two parents in the household, like a nuclear family, like a mom and a dad, uh, it's uh, it's the potential for raising your kids will be better. It's just it's better, right? It's just the odds that they'll be more successful than having a mom, and the government is helping raise 8 kids, 8 kids, 10 baby dads, and that's bad. That's absolutely bad. I've had friends that were in the I was like very I was poor, growing up poor, and so I had friends that they were in the projects, right? The government housing, basically, right? Um, their mom was there, their grandma was there, right? And they have a nice car and a big TV and a nice car, but they're in the projects because the government is helping them. And so the government should be a safety net, not a hammock, right? I really think that some people should really, they get stuck on, it's a trap. I think it's a trap, right? What did the gentleman say that I interviewed him a few weeks ago? He said it's a trap, and so some people fall for it, and we just gotta speak the truth, and then tell it the way it is, and help people out, and let them know that that's not always the answer. It's okay to get help, but man, actually really helping yourself really is the biggest difference, right? So that's why I'm not a proponent of giving everybody a free house, right? That's not gonna not gonna work. Veronica Flores, Art, did you ever go to Albuquerque? I did last year. I went into the war zone. They call it like a little area, the war zone. It's bad down there. Ms. B, there's less youth programs now, so that's why now a lot of kids are out there doing what they shouldn't be. I think nowadays programs are less reluctant to. So, for example, there back in the 70s, 80s, there was a program called Scared Straight, right? I think I've talked about this before, where they would take at-risk youth, right? They're 10 years old, 11, 12, 13, at-risk youth that, man, if we don't do something with this kid, he's on a path to prison, or worse. And they would take those kids, that from their issues with family or school or just issues. They would take them to prison. They would take them to, and the inmates would scare them. It was the program's called Scared Straight. They would just scare them and, oh yeah, just kind of cuss at them and scare the heck out of them. And I think stuff like that would work. Nowadays they want to do that because the safe space stuff, right? Don't want to offend people, don't want to hurt people's feelings, don't want to be mean to people, stuff like that. So, but they don't. People don't. That those people with that indoctrination mentality don't understand that you're just hurting people. You're really long term. You're hurting people, and you try to shelter them and protect them and keep them safe. But that's just my opinion. Savannah Goss, my son had two wonderful parents. Still, he went down the wrong road. Yeah, having two parents, it's not 100%, right? It's just the likelihood of a person going down the wrong road is less if there's two parents to kind of guide and help. So statistically, that's what the statistics show. So at the end of the day, the person still has that. We all have we all make choices, right? We all have individual choices, the capability to make a choice. And regardless of what they teach me at school or what my parents told me or what this or what that, I'm still going to make my decision, whether it's good decision, bad decision. Yeah, Maya, Veronica, really sad and horrible feeling seeing young people dying in the streets. Never seen anything like that before. Sincerely, God bless them. Keep talking to them, Art. Maya, thank you very much. Maya is in Singapore, I think, right? I think Singapore. I think that's where Maya is at. Uh, Laura Izazi, why haven't you posted any more videos? I've been busy at work. I have a full time job, as you many of you know. Some of you guys don't, but I have a full time job, and sometimes it's good to unplug, right? Just take a time out, refresh. It's really hard to be out there every single day and balance, life and work and YouTube. Unplugging from everything is really good. So I appreciate you guys' patience. And that's why I come on here and just to stay in touch with you guys, that you guys know I still exist. There might not be any videos, but you know what? There's hundreds and hundreds of other videos you might not have watched. Go all the way back to November of 2020 and start with the Carlos's interview, and then just work your way on up, right? So that'll keep you busy. Don Mann says these days parents can't whip their asses. It was different when I was young. My granddad would send us out to get branch off of a bush. Oh, you're absolutely right. The parents will go to prison, will get locked up, right? They'll get in trouble, right? So it's going to be a misdemeanor or possibly even a felony, and have your children taken and be put in the not so good child protective services system, which is just horrible. Um, so yeah, it's our government. So our government has too much power and control. I believe in a small government, right? The government has its role to help people and help run the country efficiently, effectively. When you make the government big, then they have control over everything. And I believe in a small government. So um, that's just my opinion, though. Jasmine Blanco, you can't discipline your kids nowadays. parenting is a hard job, right? Parenting is really hard. It's not easy. There's no manual, right? When your kids are born, there's no manual or instruction to, do this, right? You have to do everything, with good intentions and do your best to participate and help and give them a good start in life. Um, and yeah, it's just, can you influence your family, your kids more than friends, society, social media? You know, it's hard. It's definitely hard. It's not easy. Katrina Regalado, did Migs and Carla break up? I've seen Carla by herself. So, Katrina, do me a favor and email me lost in Phoenix yt@gmail.com and let me know like where you saw her, what time, and I'll go out and look for her tomorrow to have a conversation with her. Right? Maybe he got locked up and I just don't know because he's not reaching out. She's not reaching out. When I go out and look, right, I don't see them, and so maybe you can kind of point me in the direction of where they might be and I can talk to her, and maybe now's the time that she needs my help to go take her to her mom or whatnot. So let's work together and try to help her. uh, Katrina, just don't put it here in the chat because not everybody here in the chat has good intentions, and we wouldn't want people to go out there and harm her. Yulene Wages, hello Yulene. Hope you're having a good evening. Would you drive her to Mexico? Yeah, I absolutely would. It's only a 4 5 hour drive, so it's not that bad. I think 4 hours, about a 4 hour drive to like where her mom is at. So that's not bad at all, in my opinion. I think it's worth it to help her. I made a commitment to Carla. Made a commitment to Carla's mom. Um, I don't see nothing wrong with that. If that would give her a chance to live a better life, and maybe that's going to be the turning point. I think that's the least that I can do. And again, through your guys' help, because it's not just me, it's us. We're a Lost in Phoenix family. You guys are very supportive and encouraging, and if I was to do a poll, should I drive Carla to her mom's house? Right? If I was to do it, yes or no, it overwhelmingly is going to say yes. So absolutely. Um, I can tell that Carla is a good girl, says AC. I think she's not a bad person, right? I think she's just following, somebody that she thinks she loves, right? In her opinion, she loves him, right? So yeah, I'm older, and I always think like, when you're 19, you don't know what love is, right? Maybe she does, right? But I think her head is cloudy because of addiction. I think there's some trauma that she's experienced because of her childhood, her mom being separated from her, and so before it gets worse, right? Let's try to extract her from that environment and put her. Maybe it's better now with her mom, right? So Jennifer Jennifer says, "Hey, Nick's mom here. Any word?" So Jennifer, if you guys see, Jennifer is the mom of Nick, and Nick. I have not heard from Nick. Have not heard from Migs. Have not heard from Carla. So thank you for joining, Jennifer. Jennifer texted me yesterday, asking me if I've seen him, heard from him. She's really worried. She hasn't heard from him at all in a while. So I haven't seen them, haven't heard from them or at all. So if I do, Jennifer, I'll definitely notify you right away. Okay, so you lean wages, young love, codependency, right? Even more so at that age, right? Um, so I don't think Carla had a father, again, father figure, right? There's no father figure. And so does she see Miggs as a father figure, right? That if you notice in his language, like when he talks, I'm teaching my lady this, I'm teaching my lady that, I'm teaching my lady, and um, so there's a little bit of psychology there. So yeah, I think extracting her, just getting her out of that environment would be the best in my opinion. Ms. K, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Jennifer, you're welcome. Jose Reyes, Miggy is too, just like all of us. Absolutely, yeah. Miggy's. I don't think Miggy's a bad guy. I don't think. I think that deep down he's still a young. I know he's 25. We know he chronologically he's 25, right? But biologically he's 25. But his mind, right, is still stuck at 15. The trauma that he's experienced, that's where that codependency comes from, because they can both relate on that trauma that they experienced at a young age, and they're able to help each other out as best as they can, trying to figure out life, right? So um, yeah, absolutely. Polly Pocket, if I was a parent, I'd be so thankful to have someone like you keeping me posted. You're awesome. Thank you, Polly Pocket. Again, I have people reaching out to me on text, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on, parents, right? You interviewed my sister, you interviewed my daughter, you interviewed my son. Hundreds of those messages, like in the past 2 years, hundreds of them, and they're behind the scenes, right? I posted on community um, a text message from Tila. Tila is the sister of Janetta, right? And hey, I live in California. You interviewed my sister Janetta. Have you seen her or my mom? Because my mom is out in the streets too. Have you seen them? And so yeah, those are just. I have hundreds of people behind the scenes, and a lot of those are things that you guys don't see. You guys don't really see that. That's again behind the scenes of people. I try to make myself available to Jennifer. Right here, she is in the comments section. Hey, you interviewed my son Nick. Have you seen him? Because I haven't heard from him. Right. So, so again, I try to make myself available because sometimes I'm like the only source of like a word about their their child. Um, and I understand. I'll get people. Hey, you interviewed my daughter 6 months ago. Do you know where she's at? And I tell them like, no, I really don't. That was 6 months ago. She's homeless. She's probably up and down and here and there and moving around, and it's really, it hurts my heart, to not be able to give somebody an update. That must be hard as a parent at home, not knowing, wondering, all these things go in your head, run through your head as far as, where can they be? So it's really scary. Oldies girl, hello. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Bo loves biochemistry. I'm late, but I'm here. Hey, Bo, thank you for joining. La Gilbertona, where's the beer at? Right here. That's my beer. Somebody asked me earlier, what's your poison? Or what's your I guess what they're saying is like, what did you used to use, right? And I didn't use anything ever. Christine Lopez says, "Isn't this emotionally exhausting for you? I know it's fulfilling and purposeful, but aren't you tired?" Christine Lopez, that's a really good question, and I get that often. I get that a lot. I get asked that question a lot, what I say is, I think my personality is well suited for this. I'm able to compartmentalize. I'm able to. I have really good coping skills, right? I don't need to turn to alcohol, right? Because I had a hard day at work or stress, and so I didn't smoke weed. Or I'm not like that, right? I'm drinking water right now, right? Um, that I drink water. The water is the most that I drink. My coping skills are gym or hiking or stay busy, right? You guys saw my I have a lot of hobbies, like so keep me busy. I unplug. You guys haven't seen a video uploaded in about a week, right? Because I'm unplugging, right? Sometimes I'm just gonna take a break, right? Just to unplug and refresh and charge your batteries, and so um, I have really good coping skills. My personality is well suited for this. Um, so again, I was in the military. Military people, you have to have good coping skills. Your frame of mind has to be on a different level. Uh, in my opinion, with the stuff you see and the things you need to do in the military. So I think I'm good. I think I'm healthy. I think you know, I, I eat good. I sleep good, and it's sad. It definitely is sad. It is emotional, but I keep my emotions in check. Jasmine, have you counseled before? No, have not. What's your daily job? Does anybody remember my daily job? Jasmine Polanco's asking, "What's your daily job?" Does anybody remember my daily job? Casey PB, I'd like to cash app Shorty to help with blessing bags. Her cash app is, what is it? I think it's Shorty Girl Inc. Right? Shorty Girl Inc. INC. I'm pretty sure. Judith Navarro, yes, I'm a manager in the insurance industry. I've been with that company for 15 years. Polly Pocket Insurance, Mary Guyon Insurance, Rachel Aguirre. Not quite. I'm not an insurance. I am licensed, but I'm not an insurance agent. I'm a manager in the insurance industry, but I am licensed in 19 states. So I do have my insurance license. I'm a licensed professional, right? So I used to have my real estate license, but it expired because I couldn't renew it because I was in the military in Fort Benning, Georgia. So I have to go back and get my real estate license. It's not that bad. It's really easy, actually. You just have to study and get it. S.L. Conley, do you know if the couple adopted out their baby? I went out looking for them and I couldn't find them. You're talking about Lizette, and Rich, right? I couldn't find them, so I don't know. I should go out. Maybe I'll go out tomorrow or this week to go see if I can find them. It's just it's just really hard to kind of locate people sometimes, because they're not just in one spot waiting for me, right? And so I haven't seen them. Hopefully, they're doing better. Don, man, what kind of insurance? Home, life, or car? Property and casualty and life. Some insurance company does everything, I guess. Keto sucks. What do you think about these Primerica people? Does it feel like multi-level marketing to you? I've heard of Primerica, but I'm not really familiar with exactly what they do. I've never really seen the whole their gist, right? I've heard of it, but I've not, so I can't really comment on that. I'm not sure. SL Conley, I'm hoping the baby gets a good home. Yeah, uh, that'd be ideal, right? That'd be ideal. Jasmine, can you get me life insurance? They denied me because I'm 99 pounds. Uh, I don't give quotes. I don't work. I'm not an agent, so that's unfortunate they denied me. But maybe you'll find somebody out there. Polly Pocket, do you like your job? Yeah, I've been there 15 years, and it's a really good company. They take care of their employees, so yeah, I do. What do you think about these governors sending people to New York or other places? Um, I'm all for it. These Chicago, New York, LA, send people there, and they can get help. They can help them there. Eric Gonzalez, Art, do you plan on traveling to other cities in Arizona and doing some interviews? I've been to Tucson. I've been to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've interviewed in Mesa, in Glendale. Um, so yeah, I've driven around a lot. Hawaii, yeah, thank you. I interviewed Kapeka in Hawaii, and I interviewed a couple. They were um, former military in Puerto Rico. Was that last year? 2020. Gosh, was that April of last year? I can't even remember. Uh, but yeah, when I was in Puerto Rico, either last year or 2 years ago, I interviewed a couple in there. So I've interviewed people, a lot of different people. Wow. I want to go to Los Angeles, right? I want to go to Los Angeles. I want to go back to New Mexico. I want to go back to Tucson. I want to go to Las Vegas, right? Because these pills are everywhere. Have you ever been attacked while interviewing? Have not. Have not been attacked. Mary Goulian, what happened to the guy from? So his name was JC, and the mom was Melissa, I believe. And the mom lives in Riverside. The son was here, but she hadn't heard from him since January, right? And she was worried. She came and found him. She was looking for him, found him, and he had warrants. He was arrested, and hopefully he gets treatment. So last I know is that he was locked up about a week ago. Are you planning on coming back to Albuquerque? I was supposed to go with Billy, the barber, but he went like 2 weeks ago for his cousin's birthday. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna go because we're planning to go February or March, but he went without me. So I'm not sure when we're going. AC, yeah, being attacked wouldn't be good. So, but I'm gonna defend myself. That's for sure. So, I'm out there, and I think they understand that I'm trying to help, and give them, whether it's a blessing bag or some Narcan, or my card with my number on it. You know, they I think they understand that the I'm trying to help them as much as possible, and there's no need for that. But you know, hopefully it never happens. But again, I'm definitely gonna defend myself. Absolutely, I'm not gonna let you just attack me. I'm gonna I'm gonna defend myself. So hopefully I never have to. Laura Izazi, has anyone ever told you not to record them? Yeah, I mean, so a lot of people ask me not. No, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. Don't want to do an interview. All right, cool. God bless you. Take care of yourself. I get that all the time. Polly Pocket is running to the store real quick. Hope you're still here when I'm back in 10 minutes. We're going to wait for Polly Pocket, okay? We're going to time you, okay? So 6:43, Polly. You got 10 minutes. Desert Man. Hey, Art here in Scottsdale. I haven't tuned in for about a week or so. Hope Carla and Migs are good. Assume her mom is still checking in with you. I have not heard from Carla and Migs since they were moved, um, since the police kind of tore down their encampment basically. So I haven't heard from them in a while. So, but somebody here in the comments said they saw Carla walking by herself. So we'll see. Mary Guyon, what's for dinner? I don't know. I'm getting hungry because you guys got me hungry. Somebody was talking about Indian food, right? Curry and rice. Somebody's talking about steak. Somebody was talking about church's chicken. All this stuff that I don't have right now. So you guys are getting me hungry. Cato Suck says I got canes, right? Raising canes is pretty good. I always get the number. I think it's the number three, or is it the three finger combo thing? I really like their Texas toast or whatever that's called, and what lemonade, right? The lemonade is pretty good. So get me hungry. Mary Goulian says steak and lobster, my side. Oh my goodness. Polly Pocket. Okay, she says 20 minutes. All right, Polly. So the clock's ticking. Has anyone ever gotten aggressive during an interview? I don't think so. I think her name was Shelly, right? She got she was going through mental health stuff, and she was she seemed a little aggressive, and I'm glad she didn't get physical because I'd rather not, not have to like touch people or hold them down or prevent them from hitting me and all that. So we wouldn't want that. Don Man made a pot of chili. That sounds pretty good too. Chili, good stuff. Casey, those folks dealing with delusions is scary. It seems like, yeah, Anthony, right? So do you remember Anthony from like a month ago? Every time I talk to him, he'll just like look up in space, and like if somebody is talking to him, be like, "Hey, Anthony," and then he'll come back to, right, and then he's talking, and then he'll just stay fixated on whatever, like if somebody was talking to him, right, and yeah, that's voices, delusions. They're stuck in a loop, so it's really sad. Learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. Since you're into true crime, I recommend Nick Crowley YouTube channel. It's my favorite channel other than yours, of course. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I love true crime. I'm always watching true crime. It's kind of funny. People get worried about that. Like, dude, why are you always watching true crime? Why do you know about serial killers? Why do you know when Ted Bundy was born? Why do you know where all the states where Ted Bundy lived? It's really so people get kind of scared, but don't get scared. Don, man, I could send you some freeze dried chili. No, I'm good. That's too much effort. I'm sure chili tastes good. Enjoy it. I appreciate you. Mary Gouillon, back to the shirt. Going to sale hopefully with those awesome hats. Yeah, maybe when I get more, I'll let you guys know and I'll take orders for you guys. It's very involved, right? If somebody wants a hat, like have to mail it out and make sure you guys get it. And did you guys get it? So it's kind of very involved. So it's a lot of work, a lot of time consumption. So maybe if I can get like a company or somehow like do it online where somebody takes care of it. But Jose Rayas ate caldo de pollo or chicken soup. Man, I love soups. If you guys didn't know, I love like seafood. I guess in Spanish it's mariscos, right? So, um, and in English, I don't know what is it, like just like a big mixture of seafood, like but it's like a soup or a stew. I love stews. I love soups. It's like very comforting to me. KCPB. I worked with Lisa Montgomery. She was executed in federal prison. Have not heard that name, Lisa Montgomery. Nancy Kaufman, thank you for coming on in. Vanilla Mama, I don't know how you have the time for all this art, but sure. I'm not that special, but I think I'm kind of cool. Thank you. Don, man, there's different drugs in different areas because I mentioned blues to a friend that you talked about there, and they said, "What's that here in Ohio?" Yeah, absolutely. So um, here in Phoenix, uh, G, right, you guys in the videos, you'll hear me say G, or you'll hear the interviewee say G, and that's short for glass, which is meth. But G, like in New York, is like HGB, human growth, or just some type of other drug, I guess, that I'm not familiar with. It's just not happening here in Phoenix. There's a lady, some lady, she said, she commented a few days ago. She said, "Why are you fixated on interviewing people doing fentanyl, right? Why are you?" She said, "Why are you fixated? That's really not normal, right? It's really weird that you only interview people doing fentanyl." And so what I explained to her, I try to explain, hopefully it made sense, but it's here in Phoenix, everybody is doing a blues, right? So I could throw a rock in any direction and somebody's doing blues. And so because when drugs are 50 cents or $1, that's that's the drug of choice here, right? In New York, it might be something else. It might be meth, it might be this, it might be that. But here in Phoenix, where I live, it's fentanyl. So I'm not going out there looking for, oh, you do H, I don't want to talk to you. You do G, I don't want to talk to you, right? You do cocaine, I don't want to talk to you. I'm only looking for fentanyl people. That's silly. So, hopefully that made sense to her. I doubt it, but Laurel, what made you start doing these interviews? There's like a little fly in here, like a little thing. So you're gonna see me go like that. But I'm sure you've explained this before. I So November 2020, right? The pandemic, everything's shut down, no school. for people. And then I would see lots of young people with backpacks, just young people in the corners, bus stops and convenience stores. Like, what are they doing? There's no school. So I parked and just kind of observed them, and oh, they're doing drugs. But what is that? Like, what drug is that? I've never. So then I just got off and asked, and somebody was just showing me what it is, and I got home and Googled it, and I was very disappointed that I didn't know what that was, right? Because I consider myself like street smart, but I had no idea. I've never heard of fentanyl, had never heard of blues. I didn't know people were ODing at a high rate. It's like clueless, right? So, and this has been happening for years, but I was clueless. So I said, man, if I'm clueless, like keep imagine all the other parents, all the other people out there in our society, and how prevalent is this? Or how is this just Phoenix? Is it just Arizona? Is it just the Southwest? Where is it coming from? Who's bringing it in? How much does it cost? And it's like, hey, you know what? We need to sound the alarm, right? We need to sound the alarm and educate people and try to uh, put a dent in this. Try. I've had family I've had family, go down that addiction route, right? Whether it's G or this or that, so I've seen it from like the family side and how it affects a family, how it affects, a mom. And it's not just that one person out there in the street. That person out in the street has a mom and a dad and you know, siblings. And so it's like a domino effect. Carlotta de la Rosa is making caldo de res. We are all going to Carlotta's house. Caldo de res is like beef stew, I guess. So, which I love. With like corn tortillas, you roll them up, bite it, take some. You guys are getting me hungry. Why are we talking about food when I don't have any food right now? Do you subscribe to other YouTubers? Absolutely, yeah, I do. I subscribe to um, political channels. I subscribe to hiking channels. There's this guy, he's really cool. His name is Aqua Chigger. Basically, he goes and he finds um stuff buried in the ground, right? Where the just Civil War stuff, like bullets from the Civil War. That I love stuff like that. There's this guy here in Arizona, um, nugget shooter. He probably lives like 30 minutes, 45 minutes away from me, and he goes out in the desert and he finds like little nuggets, right, of gold. And I think that's awesome. I think that's really cool. So yeah, I all the stuff that I subscribe to is like kind of hobbies, right? Again, you guys ask me like, how do you how do you not go crazy doing this? It's because my mind gets occupied with other things. I don't just dwell on this. I'm able to still cope, and by unplugging here and kind of going, hiking or gym or hobbies on the side. Mary Guyon, Art Christed and Lord is clogging chat up preaching. Awesome, Mary. Thank you. Carlotta de la Rosa says, my grown sons don't believe me that you answered me. Tell your grown sons that I'm jealous that they're going to eat caldo de res, but we are not. So, Christ is my Lord. Art knows God is real. He appreciates that I'm doing a good thing by talking about God. Um, yeah, I mean, again, I think that's I think that's cool. I think that, yeah, I'm Christian. You can. I think it's okay for people to talk about Christ. Somebody wants to talk about Allah on here. That's their prerogative. Um, but we appreciate different people's perspectives as long as you're respectful and don't get all nutty and crazy and do say outlandish things on here. You'll be good. Don, man, have you ever brought anyone of them you interviewed to shower or eat? Um, not not at my house. So definitely not my house. I took Adam to Waffle House. I took Richard and his grandfather. I drove them to the shelter so they can get a bed and shower and do their thing there. Um, who did I take to get a burrito? Um, Victoria. I took Victoria. We got food. I ate menudo and she ate. I forgot what she ate. Um, so yeah, I've taken people to go eat and just have a conversation. Nothing in my house because that doesn't look good, right? So yeah. Mary Young Art sometimes go to White Castle, not tonight though. So White Castle has been here in Scottsdale for I don't know how many years, and I haven't gone. I should go to White Castle, right? I should go try it out to White Castle. I know it came from the east, right? It's like New York thing or something. I'm not sure. Yes, I got Blake a hotel room. Yeah. Oh, we got Blake a hotel room, right? So I drove Blake to hotel room for what was it, 3 nights? I think it was 3 nights. We actually got him a room for the fourth night, but he that's when he took off. So yeah. Is Waffle House better than Denny's or IHOP? We don't have it in Vegas. Is Waffle House better than Denny's or IHOP? We don't have it in Vegas. Learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. So do you live in Taiwan or do you live in Vegas? Waffle House to me is better than Denny's or IHOP. It just in my opinion. Um, I can't remember the couple. I can't remember if it was what are those rap couples? Beyonce and her boyfriend, whatever his name is, and then the other, I don't know if it's Kanye and his ex, whatever her name is. One of those two couples was here in Phoenix, like I don't know, 5 years ago, right? And they after the concert they ate at a Waffle House on the west side of Phoenix. Um, I don't know, I can't remember which couple it was. I can't remember, but it was one of those. Katrina, do people at your workplace know about Lost in Phoenix? Yes, they do. They're they're very supportive. The company is very supportive actually, so I appreciate them. I lived in Vegas for 15 years. I haven't been to Vegas in such a long time. I should go back. I'm not a gambler, so I've never gambled ever in my life. I've never put a coin in one of those little slot machine things or cards or like gambling doesn't interest me like at all. Like I don't think it's fun. Like to me, Las Vegas is not fun. I'm not a gambler and I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big partier. Um, so not weird. Not weird, just different, I guess. Kendrick Franklin, I wish someone like you would have been around during my addiction. I probably would have gotten sober faster. I hope you realize how important you are. Thank you for everything you do. Kendrick Franklin, thank you very much. I appreciate the warm sentiments. I I've heard that from different people. Like, man, like somebody like you out in the streets would have made an impact on me if you would have been there, right? So um I think there's some relevance to what you're saying. I think, unfortunately, the majority of people that I talk to, they're not ready to hear me or anybody talk right about recovery or about hope. But uh, I'm hoping that at least one person out there, right, that I'm talking to, that kind of it resonates with them, right? It kind of I plant a seed that even if it's not today, not next week, not next month, that they'll be ready eventually. Be, just by knowing that a total stranger, a whole community of people out there are willing to help, whether that's get a room for multiple nights for a person like Blake, a bus ticket for Blake, a bus ticket for Nick, food, clothing, right? To let them know that they matter, right? Um, we don't want to encourage their current behavior. We want to let them know that, hey, you know what, Carla, don't you want a haircut? Don't you want to dye your hair, color your hair to let you know that this is what you can have going forward if you get out of this lifestyle? It's trying to connect them back to a world they've probably forgotten about, right? So there's more purpose behind all of this, and hopefully I think the majority of you guys understand that. Some people don't, so I think that's their loss. But little by little, hopefully it kind of makes sense to people, like the whole purpose. And there's really importance, there's a big importance to doing this, and having a connection with the community, right? So what type of music do you like, and when was the last concert you went to? Gosh, I like all kind of music. I don't listen to rap music, but I do. Let me see. I like Spanish music. I like classic rock is my favorite. Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin is my favorite band of all time. Um, I was listening to Stevie Nicks the other day. Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt is from Tucson. If you guys didn't know that, she was born in Tucson, raised in Tucson. Linda Ronstadt. Her father is Irish, German, and her mom's Mexican, Hispanic. Really good voice in the 60s, 70s, 80s, right? I think she's retired now. She's on the elder side, but she has her own street. She has Linda. I mean, it says Ronstadt Boulevard or something. So Linda Ronstadt, she's awesome. Conjunto Primavera from Chihuahua, absolutely. Dolphin fan, hey Art, thank you, Dolphin fan, for tuning in. Um, I remember watching Miami Dolphins, guys. What was the quarterback's name? Oh my goodness. Uh, One of the most prolific passers in all of the NFL's history. He was such a good passer, but it's really sad he never went to the Super Bowl. Cheryl Culbertson, Art, I have been going back 1 year and watching some of your interviews. You're doing such a great job in what you're doing, helping these people. Thank you, Cheryl, for going back. I appreciate you. So thank you for doing that. It helps. I appreciate you. Yes, Dan Marino, right? Dan Marino, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's definitely a top five, and it's really unfortunate he never won it. But a really good quarterback. I remember him. I remember watching him. Dan the Man Marino. Such a classy dude. Where is Polly Pocket? She said she was gonna go to the store and buy gum or some chips or something. And she said first she said 10 minutes, and she says, "Oh wait, never mind, 20 minutes." So I think it's been more than 20 minutes. So Polly Pocket, is she here? Yeah, I'm back. She says, "Awesome." She returned. We waited for you. Jay Olivares, do you watch See No Evil on ID? Wow, that's yeah. I was watching it a couple days ago. Yeah, it's a good show. I love that show. Yeah, Jim Kelly. Yeah, Jim Kelly went to the Super Bowl 4 times and he never won. Man, that's heartbreaking, right? With the Buffalo Bills, that's sad. 4 times the Super Bowl and he lost every one of them. Felt bad for that. He was a good quarterback. Jasmine Polanco, shout out to Juan Gabriel. I saw Juan Gabriel like 20 years ago here in Phoenix. Uh, yeah, I saw him once. I saw Conjunto Primavera, like I've seen them like 4 times. Never saw Led Zeppelin. Never will, unfortunately. I wish I could see George Strait in concert. He's a cool dude. Jay, is it Joy? Joy Chapman. Hello, Art. I'm watching here from Stockton, California. I went to the store and it was Super Bowl busy, even in the self checkout. Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine here in Phoenix, all the stores, all the streets, all the freeways, everything's busy today, tomorrow. It's gonna be a nightmare. Jenna Martinez, do you attend Revolution? I haven't been to Revolution Church in a long time. Ever since I moved, uh, my move like really jacked me up. But they're opening a new church like in March, I believe. Do you like lowriders? Um, I can appreciate them, but I'm not like a big lowrider fan, or I can appreciate them. I like old cars. I like muscle cars. I like 68 Ford Mustang fastback, um, uh, Pontiac Fire 68 Pontiac Firebird. Like those would be like my ideal old muscle cars. So Dolphin fan, Sacramento, awesome. Mary Goulion, Art, come to Ohio and I'll take you to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, cool. Ohio. I don't think I know anybody in Ohio. Oh, just Jeff, right? Jeff. Where's Jeff at? He's out partying or something, right? But I'll let you know, Mary, if I ever go to Ohio, go check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Jenna Martinez. I love Led Zeppelin. I think they're amazing. That was real music from real musicians. Like they had to create their music, right? 4 guys. It sounded like it was like 14 guys making a bunch of loud racket. So the first song I ever heard from them was a whole lot of love, and I was like hooked from the first song. Like, man, who are these guys? So then I kind of researched their whole story and I've listened to all their songs, and they're awesome. 68 Camaros were awesome as well. Yeah, all those cars in 68, 69, they're all true muscle cars, loud and fast, and yeah, really cool cars. Journey, yeah, Journey. Who's the original singer? Gosh, I always Steve Perry. from Journey. Really good voice. 70s, the best music ever. Yeah, 70s. 70s was awesome. 80s, I like the 80s because that's when I was a kid. In the 80s, I definitely like the 80s. Music started changing in the 90s. It just got worse from there on out. Really bad. Do you like disco? I like the Bee Gees. Um, I like the Bee Gees. I can appreciate disco, like music, dancing music. Yeah, so I like a lot of genres. I really do. I can appreciate music for the most part. Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose. Do you dance? I haven't danced in a long time, but I can dance. Uh, I have pretty good rhythm. I can do cumbias for sure. I know how to do cumbias. I know how to move. When I was a kid, I used to break dance, to spin on my head and do the centipede and the moonwalk and all that. So I could probably still can't spin on my head. I'll break my neck. Then you guys definitely won't get any uploaded videos, but I could probably moonwalk still. Moonwalk to the restroom when the prostate acts up, huh? Have you ever been to El Paso? Yes, I have been to El Paso. It's a tiny little town, and across the border is a massive city. So yeah, I've been to El Paso. That's the first thing I noticed uh, because it seems like it's on a hill, it's like very hilly over there in El Paso, and you could like see across the border and like Juarez across the border, like on a hill. It's like a massive. Then they got this massive Mexican flag, huge, like the biggest flag I've ever seen in my life. It's kind of funny. It's almost it's a little funny. I kind of get like, what the hell they want that big old flag for? Do you see yourself moving away from Arizona? Never. Hey Art, do you like Tejano music? Yeah, Selena. I consider Selena Tejano music. Um, the Texas Tornadoes, Freddie Fender. Hey, hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? Yeah, I like that to a certain extent, right? So not all of it, but some of it. Emilio, cool dude. Jose Reyes, have we broken the live record tonight? No, it's 148, an hour and 48 minutes. Anything for Salinas, Brenda. Anything for Salinas. Do you like Gospel Fest? They have one over here at the end of February. I'm not sure what Fest is, but I do like gospel music, like Elvis Presley. Gospel music was the first thing he ever sang as a kid, and he had a lot of gospel music. And you guys know I like Elvis. Elvis is cool. Elvis is the man. That's why they call him the king. Um, he has such an awesome voice. So gospel music is really cool. It's nice. What's your favorite oldie song? I have too many. It just depends on what my ex girlfriend dedicated to me back in the day, right? I had a girlfriend when I was young. She she made me like a cassette of oldies. So so yeah, um, Art LeBeau's right, Art LeBeau's collections, right? Sitting in the park. It's a thin line between love and hate. anything from Smokey Robinson is great. 18 with the Bullet, uh, all the classics, I guess. Los Rieleros, I've seen them in concert like 4 times as well. They're cool. Jenna Martinez, Art, are you from Agua Prieta or Douglas? I was born in Mexico in Chihuahua, but I came here since I was 3 years old to Phoenix, Arizona. So I consider myself really from Phoenix, right? My heritage is my descendancy, my heritage is Mexican, Hispanic, um, but I consider myself Phoenician from Phoenix. Um, but yeah, and I consider myself. So a lot of people will ask me, like, are um, so with all this new stuff nowadays, right? With all this language, all the language police, the language Nazis, they try to. I don't mind if people create language like for themselves, like what they want to be referred to, right? If you want me to call you horse, I'll call you horse, right? Uh, but when you start telling me that I should refer to myself as Latin X or whatever, I'll tell you like where to go, like where you can take yourself, right? Because me, like Latino, right? I'll always be Latino, right? Hispanic, right? Um, but more importantly, I'm human, right? And then I'm American of Mexican heritage, Mexican descendancy, right? So, but definitely not Latinx or whatever stuff, right? So yeah, I try to be understanding and see people's different point of views, but I also ask for people to kind of understand my point of view too. A lot of people get offended. A lot of people, most of the Hispanic people I know, they're like, "What the hell is Latin? Whoever asked us about Latinx? Nobody. Nobody asked. Nobody. They just started. They just put a label on me, and I think that's really rude. That's really not nice at all. And again, I tell people where they can go with that. Um, so yeah, Latinx is the woke people's way of including everybody because Latino is offensive somehow, some way. It offends people because everything offends people, right? I firmly believe that there's like people in America that they wake up and they find something to be offended about. Unfortunately, right? To the society we live in. So so some people got together, a few people, right? A handful of people got together, right? Mostly like academics, right? Um, a certain political party, they all got together and be like, hey, you know what? We're not going to say Latino no more or Latina anymore because that's not inclusive. We got to say Latinx. And what you're doing is you're changing the identity overnight of a whole swath of people, millions of people, just to cater to a few, right? You're willing to offend the many for like the handful of people that they would be including, right? So, um, So I don't really partake in none of that stuff, that woke ideology. I'm not a participant in that. Again, if you want me to call you horse, I'll call you horse, right? Or whatever you want to be known as or called or whatever, right? So I would say leave me alone, right? I'm Latino, right? I'm Hispanic, right? I'm a man. Okay, I can't get pregnant. I pee standing up, and I'm American of Mexican heritage, of Mexican descendancy. So, but I'm human first, if that matters. When you were in the military, did you ever jump out of a plane? No. Hell, I wouldn't jump. That's it. That's airborne. I wouldn't jump out of a plane in the military or civilian life. If you paid me money to jump out of a plane, I wouldn't jump out of a plane. I was trying to get hungry, and I blame you guys, right? You guys are talking about steak and lobster and Indian food and curry and rice and canes and what else? Church's chicken, caldo de res, like beef stew. Gosh, um, White Castle burgers, Waterburger. Right, we're talking about Waffle House. Polly Pocket is being healthy and making oatmeal. That is so cool. Mary Lynn Perez, would you ever interview people in the small city of Globe, Arizona? I actually would. I know they have a big problem in Globe. Um, Globe is a very small town, right? A lot of people have left Globe to come to Phoenix because there's no work, there's no jobs in Globe, and so but there's a big epidemic of drugs for such a tiny little town. So I would go. Did you get Phoebe her treats yet? Yes. Jeff, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. We're asking, where's Jeff at? um, Don Man says, I'm Hungarian, German, Armenian, and French. So I tell people I'm international. Awesome. Yeah, they're going to change it, Don, to International X. So you can be inclusive of everybody. My MOS, infantry, Fort Benning, fun stuff. On Awanani, I was raised to cook. I can make anything from scratch. I don't eat everything that I make, but I do not hide from the kitchen. I love to cook. I wish that is one thing I could have learned is how to cook. I think I'm too impatient for cooking. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I've never liked the kitchen, never. Jeffro, I was listening, just driving back from Tennessee. Awesome, Jeff. Stay safe, man. Glad you tuned in from Tennessee. That's so cool. Katrina, all right, I think it's cool that foundation. Katrina says, Art, don't you think it's cool that that from addiction we can all have adult great conversations? Yeah, I think so that's part of this community, part of this forum, right? It creates an environment where we can all talk and share ideas and grow and hey, this is what's going on over here in Ohio, this is what's going on in Tennessee or New York or California or here in Phoenix, right? Even people in Singapore and Canada and England and Taiwan, different ideas, different points of views, and we respect each other and I think it's really cool. Absolutely, mature adult conversations. with the respect and appreciating the conversation, right? So I think that's what it's all about. Laura Azazi, do you ever think about starting a podcast? Yeah, I think I would. Maybe I got lights. I bought lights this past week, so I'm excited about that. I'm so excited about the lights. The light is different here, so pretty soon I'll build a background and I'll look a little bit better. Don Man is 602 the area code here? Yes, it is 602. Ham sale for Chicago pizza and Lost in Phoenix live on a Saturday night. What else could a girl ask for? So enjoy your pizza while we talk and get me even more hungry. That is awesome. Katrina, have you ever let any viewers tag along for interviews? No, I pretty much go alone because of the safety factor, right? So it's easier for me to kind of worry about myself and not have to worry about somebody that's with me because it's the potential for it to get crazy out there is great. Have you ever been to Chicago? I was in Chicago 3 months ago, like October or something. October, November. I was there. Took a lot of pictures. It was fun. SL Conley. I had an amazing coconut red curry and rice for dinner. Sounds good. I don't think I've ate curry, but it sounds good. Come to Atlanta, Georgia. I flew into Georgia when I went to Fort Benning in 2019. I flew into Atlanta's airport, and then they drove us out to Fort Benning, which is like close to Columbia, Georgia, or Columbus, Georgia, or something. So I've been to Atlanta a couple years ago. You missed me 3 years ago, 4 years ago. What was that 4 years ago? Holy jeez, long time ago. January of 2019, I flew into Atlanta. Where were you, Ruby? My favorite movie, Shirley. Gosh, I have so many of them. The Godfather, Rocky, um, movies like that. Um, have you ever traveled outside of the USA? Yes, I was in Hawaii in August of last year. I was in Puerto Rico like 2 years ago, or I don't know if it was last year or 2 years. Yeah, it was probably 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. Um, with the Navy, I went to London. I went to Spain with the Navy. So had a blast. Katrina, is there a lot of harassment that goes on in the military? Asking because of the Vanessa story. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't participate in any of it. I mean, I think humans are going to be human sometimes. Just mean to each other, disrespect each other. I've never seen harassment at work or in the military. That's just what I've seen or not seen. But I'm sure it goes on to some extent, right? At least with Vanessa, that's really sad what happened to that girl, and it's really sad. Spain is beautiful. Yeah, Spain, it really is beautiful. It's a beautiful country. Spain, absolutely. A lot of history there. I was in Rota, Spain, and the streets are cobblestone, right? So, how many thousands of years has that cobblestone been there, right? It was so cool. Uh, you know, did the Romans, install those streets, 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago? I don't know. I should do research on Rhoda. It just looked like an old city, like old buildings, right? Just amazing. Mary Young. How about the movie The Jerk with what is his name? Steve? Gosh, I'm totally blanking on his name, but I know the movie. He won, like, he became a millionaire, and he gave it to his family or something like that. Can't remember, but Steve Martin, yes. Puerto Rico, I wonder how that couple is doing. Hopefully, they're doing better. They seem very genuine and nice couple to talking to them. They're both military, former military. Just alcoholism, just taking them down. But they're in Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico. They're in paradise. It's beautiful over there. Have you ever had a heartbreak? My heart has never broken. It's still pumping every day. Don Mann says, I visited Amman, Jordan, and took a tour to the holy area, Jordan River. You also visited Tunisia. Awesome, that's fun. Um, as a military guy, I would stay away from like the Middle East. Ham sale for where do we send items to bless the homeless? On my about tab is the UPS box information. That's where you can send items. Thank you, appreciate you. Alyssa, saludos desde Bakersfield, California. Thanks for tuning in, Alyssa. I appreciate you on a Saturday. You guys, 107 people on a Saturday. You guys didn't go to weddings, or somebody was here. I can't remember who it was earlier. She said, I asked everybody, what were you guys doing before you joined? And she said, I was at my husband's birthday party. I'm like, man, you better go back before he becomes your ex-husband. So that was funny. Ashton Troques. I don't know how you say your last name, but how did your family friends feel when you started your channel? Very supportive, and they understand the cause and the reason behind it. So very supportive. Polly Pocket works the weekends, but somehow she got tonight off because we were doing a live session. Polly, we needed you here. That's why, except for those 20 minutes, I think it was really 25 minutes that you took off on us, but you came back. So we appreciate you. Carla Kosari. Hello, everyone. Joined in while talking about food, made me hungry. Joining from San Jose, San Francisco Bay Area. Love this channel. Wish we had this down here in this area. Carla, you got hungry and I got hungry, and I'm at to order food because all you guys are talking about food, but somebody said, "Hey, I'll freeze dry you some chili, some chili." That was nice of them. Do you have a pet? I do have. I have two pets. Who? What type of pets do I have, and what are their names? That's today's trivia. Go. NJ2689er, hello Art and 602 fam. Hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you for joining, NJ. You are awesome. Jeff, Art, I have to get back on the road. I have 6 hours left. Oh my goodness. I'll be listening. Everyone have a great weekend. Shalino and Phoebe, Jeff. Absolutely. Shalino is Herman Tortoise, and Phoebe is a Latisse, which is a Lapso and Maltese. Yeah. Jeff, stay safe driving out there. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. AC, my hubby just asked me to make tamales, guys. He's crazy. Wow. Ross Ginn, some bucks for the next lunch street interview. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate you very much. You're awesome. Polly Pocket said Phoebe and Shalian. It's a Shalino. Shalino. There's this singer. There's this Spanish singer. His name is Chalino. Chalino. But I have uh, I have the tortoise, and it's Shalino. Get it? Shellino. Shalino. And Phoebe's knocked out. She's not. She's knocked. Phoebe is. She's out. She's crashed out. Jasmine Polanco, recovering from minor surgery and enjoying this live. Jasmine, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, the surgery went well, get better, recover. And I appreciate you spending uh, some time, your Saturday night with us, even though you're a little, um, not ill, but a little hurting, I guess, right? A little bit in pain. Anawanani, thank you very much for your kind donation. You are awesome. Uh, I appreciate you, Anawanani, and I'm sure you're a great cook. Everybody's a good cook except me. Kind of feel embarrassed about that a little bit. Lisa Smith, wow, I finally caught you live. She's in Ontario, Canada. Thank you, Lisa, for tuning in, staying warm up there. I bet you it's freezing. 520 Wildcat. I feel so bad for Lulu. I do too. I really do. When I see her in person, I get like a chill down my back because the pain that she has to be experiencing with the what's going on with her leg, the deformity that's happening with her left leg. Um, it's insane. Polly Pocket says, "I'm definitely not a good cook." I'm right there with you. Don Man, do you have a Kroger store there, or what name we have? Fry's food stores here. Lisa, right now it's pretty mild, crazy weather all around. Gosh, I think it was like 65 or 70 degrees today here in Phoenix. So can't complain about our weather, which is kind of weird because it should be a little warmer. Ross, cracked tooth this morning and dealing with potentially a kidney stone. Oh my goodness. It was a miserable day at work. Wow. A kidney stone. Right here. This is like the anti kidney stone right here is water. Man, I'm gonna drink some water for you, Ross, because I never want to pass. I never want to pass a kidney stone because this is what it would feel like. A kidney stone would feel like this coming out, coming out the pipe. So that'd be horrible. Drink water and lemon juice. Jasmine, you're welcome. Mary, what made you smile this week? I found out that our company bonus is coming up in March, so that made me smile. So we get a bonus once a year, so I'm getting it in March. So yay, it made me happy. I don't have bills, like I don't have any bills. So I paid off my truck. I don't have any bills at all. So that just goes into my savings or maybe build my YouTube studio. Um, but yeah, do you have curly hair? I don't think so. In the back it's kind of curly. It's a little. I have wavy hair, not curly hair. Casey said he just has a large boulder next to him. This isn't a boulder. Can somebody tell Casey what this is? This is trivia. Does anybody know what this is? We talked about it last time. Anybody? 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 That's funny. Somebody said, "Did you read Anawanani's last comment?" Anawanani said, "I was raised to cook. We serve the man hand and foot in my family. We also work hard next to them." Um, yeah, different cultures, respect different cultures. If that's how they're raised in their family and their culture to basically serve the husband or the man hand and foot, that'll work. It's a this is a this is like a lava rock, but this is so I did a show and tell a couple. Well, I think it was my last live, right? But this is a metate, metate, basically a grinding stone. So the ancient native population here, they're we call them the Hohokam. That wasn't their name, but that's just a name we gave them because we don't know their name. But they would get uh, corn, right? Kernels, maize, and they put it on a rock, and then they'd get this, and they'd go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, crushing it up, making it a flour, and to basically that was their part of their diet. So I have all this stuff from the show and tell, but I guess some of you guys didn't see it, so I have pieces of their pottery. So what does that remind you guys of right away as soon as you see it? What does that remind you of that symbol? Yeah, the swastika, right? So this is from pottery from like 1,000 years ago. That grinding stone, that matate, is from like 1,000 years ago, maybe 700, in between 700 to 1,000 years ago from here in Phoenix area, and that's just going to show you how long that symbol has been around. This is like my biggest piece of pottery that I found out in the desert. This is like the biggest piece. This was like a big, massive pot. There's like a huge pot like this. This was massive. I can tell because of how wide this is. So I imagine like the circumference of it just by this. This is freaking massive. Here's the inside. Here's the outside. How they decorated it. Not cool. So this is just clay. Just clay. and they fire up the clay and make make pottery, or made pottery back a long time ago. This is like what they used to eat. This is some type of rock, and they used to. This is very sharp right here. The edges are very sharp, so this is what they would use to cut meat. They used to, here in Phoenix. There used to be bears. There used to be bears in Phoenix. There used to be um, uh, bighorn sheep, deer, all that wildlife running around in Phoenix 1,000 years ago. And these guys were. I have an arrowhead or spear point. I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. It's in a box. This is like a little, a little. It's a cup this big. I can tell because of the opening here. So it's a little cup. I think. I don't know what they kept in it. I don't think it was a drinking cup. I think they kept spices or something in here. But isn't that cool? The little, I call it the nipple cup. Somebody said it's the bottom, but I don't think it's the bottom. I think this is a cup. I think I've seen a picture of something similar. It's like this, and like little, and the opening is like little. So it's really cool. I get all these different patterns. I found all these different patterns, right? I think this is birds. I don't know what this is. They're like the cycle of life with these little. It's like a, this to me is like a tadpole. These are tadpoles, right? That's what they meant to draw, right? That's their interpretation of a tadpole, I think. These are birds. I think it's cool. I have like, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces. I'm just showing you guys, but kind of the ones with the coolest designs, I guess. But mammoth. So we've been talking for 2 hours and 23 minutes. It's gone by fast. I'm getting super hungry. I think I can make it for another 30 minutes. It's still early, right? It's only 7:50. It's about to be 8, so it's still kind of early. When I go hiking, so again, before I used to do YouTube, I used to hike a lot, like out in the desert, out in the middle of nowhere. And these folks used to live all over the valley, right? Not in one spot, or one spot is just all over the valley. And if you just go hiking, you'll find it. So I go to places where people don't often go, and I kind of know what to look for. Kind of, I because I've studied this, I research. So when I so like all the things that interest me, like true crime, or like for example, my favorite band Led Zeppelin, I research it. I like, that's why I know everything about Led Zeppelin, right? Like this, all this pottery and the grinding stone and the whole kind of, like, I know their whole story because I've read books on them for years. I've been studying this stuff for years. I try to be well informed. Jose Reyes, what's for dinner? I have no idea what I'm gonna eat for dinner. Okay, I'm I'm like all over the place because you guys. I blame you guys because you guys have given me so many suggestions. Right? Should I eat steak and lobster? Should I eat chicken? Should I eat curry? Should I eat uh, 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 White Castle. I don't know. Oldies girl, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate you. Thank you for being you, oldies girl. Oldies girl, what's your favorite oldie? Like, what do you recommend I listen to? Okay, let me know. Katrina, I know you don't support the NFL, but do you watch the NBA or NFL? Um, so, um, so like the NFL was the first ones, right? They're the ones that got very political and very anti-American, in my opinion. And I stopped watching them. And then like all the other sports followed. And I really don't watch, in all honesty, right? So I can give you the history of the Phoenix Suns. I can give you the history of the Cardinals, Phoenix Arizona Cardinals. I can give you all their history, but for the past few years, I definitely haven't seen an entire football game. Then, if I used to be a season ticket holder for the Cardinals, I used to buy thousands of dollars of their clothes, hats, sweaters, jackets, all that stuff, every year. And yeah, I stopped that. So, but I really don't watch other sports when they get so political. It like turns me off completely. Esme Capea, were you addicted to drugs? No, I was not. Um, so because I moved, right, recently, I sold my house and I moved, and all of my stuff is everywhere. All of my collections of things are everywhere. I found a, I went to Alcatraz. I went to Alcatraz, gosh, like 8 or 9 years ago, a long time ago. And I went and we did the tour. They do the tour inside, and uh, a piece of the wall fell, right? Because basically the prison is like crumbling, right? That's why it was closed. It was in operation for like 30 years. I think they opened it in 1933 and they closed it in 1963. Um, and the reason is because it was easy to escape because the walls were crumbling. So the ocean water is very salty, and Alcatraz is on an island, right, surrounded by water, right, in the little San Francisco Gulf, whatever that's called, and the water, the salt in the water makes the rebar expand. The rebar is like the skeleton inside of the walls, right? The metal skeleton, and so the the salt water gets in the rebar, expands it, and then it kind of expands and detracts, right? It goes up and down like that. And so that weakens the skeleton, weakens the walls. And so that's why they were able to escape. Remember, Escape from Alcatraz, Clint Eastwood's movie? Like that really did happen. Like, people escaped, a lot of people escaped from there. And so, and, that's why they closed it, and that's why they became a tourist attraction. And so I have a piece of Alcatraz. So it it's in the garage, but I'll show it to you guys next time. And it has, I could see like four different type of paint jobs. When they it's like blue and green and white and cream. So that was pretty cool. Jasmine, did anyone escape and actually live? Oh, that's a great question. Uh, I know for a fact people escaped and their bodies were never found. So did they live? I think when people escape, they're like, "Hey, I lived. I escaped and I live." I think they're just going to remain quiet because, So it's possible that they live. It's possible. So Katrina, let's do a Lost in Phoenix art trivia. Do it. Diana Cadena, let's get art 100,000 subscribers. We'll get there eventually, right? Um, Slow and steady wins the race. Um, what I'm still not. I still don't know what I should get for dinner. I'm not gonna cook. That's for sure. Jasmine Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream. Haagen Dazs is so good. That's my favorite ice cream. Dubconscious Dwight T. I live across the way in Sunnyvale. Art, are you married? I am not. Katrina, let's do an art trivia. Give us some questions. So you already know what my dog's name is. You already know my pets. Um, I know you guys know my age already. I already know you guys know what I do for work. Shoot, I'm gonna have to write the questions down because I don't even know what to ask. What's relevant right now? It's my TV is right there. I don't have the remote to turn it off. Um, but yeah, no police. What's my age, gang? Polly Pocket, oldies girl. I love underground oldies as well as soft '70s music. I used to listen to Rush, ACDC, as well as Zeppelin. I just love music. I would suggest the best of Delphonics or Stylistics. Awesome. I have to check them out. What motivates you to work hard? Man, that's a good question, Joy. What motivates me is staying busy, right? So you stay busy, your mind is occupied, um, mm, working hard, you're doing something productive, right? It's something good. Um, so that really does motivate me that at the end of the day, I feel like accomplished, right? So I woke up, I worked hard, I earned money, I'm gonna pay bills, I'm gonna be able to go out and help people, whether I'm interviewing or talking to people or replying to questions on a family member, a mom. I've had a lot of moms reach out to me recently, behind the scenes. They'll reach out to me and say, "Hey, have you seen Nick? Have you seen who else is looking for their Melissa was looking for her son JC. Um, Darian, you guys remember Darian? Darian, his mom reached out recently, about a month ago. Hey, have you seen Darian? I haven't heard from him since October. Have you seen him? So I get a lot of moms reach out to me. I've had fathers reach out to me as well. Hey, interviewed my son. He said his name was Jose, but it's really not Jose. It's this. Have you seen him? And so I'll get dads. I'll get grandmothers, uncles, aunts, sisters, siblings. So that motivates me every day. That I feel like I'm like a lifeline, right? I'm like eyes and ears. People know what Lost in Phoenix is. It's not just videos. It's giving a voice to the voiceless. It's acknowledging the humanity of people that are down on their luck. Um, So yeah, so not only is it just me, again, it's you guys helping, and I greatly appreciate you guys because I think one person can't do it alone. You have to build a community such as this, right? You have to right? We have to build something like this to really, because if it was just me and it's just me out there, but there's no message behind it, then it could be like it could seem overwhelming. It could seem like you're yelling, but nobody's listening, right? You're doing stuff, but nobody's listening to the message. So then what's the point of yelling, right? But since I know that I'm yelling the message, and people in different countries and different states, different cities are tuning in on a Saturday, right? To partake in that community. So I appreciate it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Working really hard in 5 years, continuing to work hard. I'm very consistent and persistent. What would you do if you won the lottery? God, I would thank God. I would thank God, and I would focus on this Lost in Phoenix mission a lot more because I'd have more time. So everything I've done with YouTube, right, is basically part time because I've had a full time job. It's still it's part time, and can you imagine what I could do if I was full time, right? As far as the message and how many people can be helped, and how many young people we can steer away from this path. How many people can I mentor or advise, counsel? Um, so so yeah, that would give me the freedom to do so. Dream place to visit. Gosh, I don't know about a dream place, but I want to go to, as you guys know, I'm like a history guy. I like history, like a big time history guy. And I would love to go to Rome, right? So I'm going to go to Rome eventually and go check out the city and really check out all their cool stuff, right? You touch a wall, you touch a building that's been there for 2,000 years. That to me is like astonishing. Like it's really hard to think that a building, a structure is still being used 2,000 years later, right? Or a road that the Romans built is still in existence. That's amazing. Has anyone not wanted you to post their video on your YouTube channel? Um, So when I approach people, say, "Hey, have you ever heard of Lost in Phoenix?" I interview people, and they say no. I say, "Okay, thank you, God bless you." Right. So I don't interview them. I don't interview them, record them, and then post it. They know I'm gonna post it. They know where it's going. A lot of people out here are familiar with Lost in Phoenix. They already know. Oh yeah, you interviewed my friend. You interviewed this. You interviewed that. So I've heard of you. So they're already familiar. Brenda, thank you. I appreciate you. What's your favorite family tradition? Uh, Getting together for Christmas and enjoying Christmas together. What's your favorite childhood memory? Gosh, I have too many of those. What's the most unusual thing you've ever eaten? I like, I've eaten squid before. I've eaten oysters. That's kind of unusual, isn't it? I've tasted uh, cow brain tacos. When do you get your braces off? I think this year. I'm not sure. They always tell me, "Oh yeah, and very soon," right? They always say very soon, and they've been saying that for a year. So I really don't know when they're gonna take them off. It's taking forever though. Which of the five senses would you say is your strongest? Not my eyesight. Taste. I'm a good taster. Keith March, thanks for joining. Have you ever heard or seen any more from Nick? I have not heard from Nick or don't know where he's at. Same with Carla and Miggs, have no idea. If you had a warning label, what would my warning label be? It would be warning label. Warning, cannot function 100% if hungry. That'd be my warning. Polly Pocket's sense of smell is gone. Well, hopefully it comes back. Hopefully you find it. It returns. Kelly Demas, they look like they're ready. Uh, I work at an orthodontic office. No, they're definitely not. There's some gaps. Katrina, I'm sure we can rally and send you to Rome. Uh, I'm good. I'm good with being able to go to Rome. The problem is that like when do I take time off, right? Because work and YouTube and so it's like kind of finding. And then another thing with me is I'm not a big fan of traveling, right? I'm not like a big fan of traveling. I don't like airports. I don't like hotels, right? So that's always hard for me. I'm like a routine guy. I'm like a every day I have like a routine. I don't like that routine kind of disrupted. So traveling kind of messes up that routine, but it's cool to experience something different. I'll be going, as I mentioned last time. I'll be going to Wisconsin in April. So, any Wisconsin people, let me know. We'll eat some cheese together. Susan G. I was never in the Marines. I was in the Navy. I went to Spain, traveled to London. That was interesting, but stayed in Spain. Rota, Spain. Beautiful little town. Absolutely beautiful. It's amazing. Excalibur rings. Thank you, David. I appreciate you. You guys all Excalibur rings was a really cool dude. Really, he has a cool show, um, YouTube channel. Check it out, Excalibur rings on YouTube. Go to Excalibur rings on YouTube. Uh, Subscribe to his channel. Let him know that Lost in Phoenix sent you. Art sent you to his channel. He's a really good guy. Um, he makes some amazing rings, really cool rings. So Valentine is coming up, so you guys get some rings from Excalibur Rings. Really cool dude. David is awesome, and if you subscribe to Excalibur Rings, let me know so I can shout you out. I'll wait. I'll be here. Have not seen Nick. Have not seen Nick, unfortunately. His mom, Jennifer, was on here on the chat earlier. So I haven't seen him. Hopefully he's doing better. Katrina Art, do you have a YouTube plaque? No, I think they send you a plaque once you reach 100,000 subscribers. So not there yet. Polly Pocket, are you more introverted or extroverted? I would say I'm more introverted. I remember when I was a kid, I was very shy and introverted, and I kind of got out of my shell as I got older. But I'm still a little bit quiet, but I'm confident though. It's like a quiet confident. Joy, do you collect anything? I collect memories. I collect ancient pottery. Ancient pottery. I collect old stuff. I like old stuff. I appreciate history. Anawanani Taino, it's a blessing to be here with the 602 fam. Being part of this is an honor. I feel privileged to be alive. Again, thank you very much, Anawanani. So it's us building this together, right? So we get out of it what we put into it, and so I think again we've built a community of support, of understanding, compassion, and that's what we're doing here. That's what we're talking about. We're getting to know people all across this country, all across the world, actually, right? And who are you, and what do you do, and you guys know about me, but what about you? So again, I like throwing it back at you guys. Last time you guys told me how tall you were, what you do for work. What other questions will we pose to the group? What's the next question that you guys can answer? Anybody? Jeff subscribed to Excalibur Rings. That is awesome, Jeff. Thank you for subscribing to my friend David at Excalibur Rings on YouTube. Again, he's a really good guy. He's former military, and he makes some really incredible pieces on his YouTube channel. So thank you, Jeff, for doing that. Jeanette Medina, hello from Windsor, Colorado. Jeanette, thank you for joining. I've never seen your name on here, but Jeanette, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you. Katrina Regalado, wow, Excalibur rings, that fire below ring making is amazing. Yeah, talented. I wouldn't be able to make a ring, shoot. Sarah Sierra. Sarah, hello. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for tuning in, Sarah. So, Sarah, I interviewed Sarah. I've interviewed her twice. I guess three times. Um, Guys, it seems like I interviewed you for the first time like 2 years ago, right? It seems like a long time. Uh, Sarah is in recovery and she's doing great. And she has, watch her videos on my channel. She's really good insight, really good recommendations for young people or people battling addiction the way she battled it, but she overcame it, and she's thriving now. And I'm really proud of you, Sarah. I appreciate you being part of the Lost in Phoenix family. I was intending to go in February with Billy, like I had mentioned to you, but Billy decided to go without me because it was his cousin's birthday. So he took off. I think he spent a weekend or a week there, but he's back now. But so I'm not sure when I'm going to go again. But I definitely want to go to Albuquerque. Albuquerque is awesome. Sylvia DeLucio, here's a question that I'm gonna ask all you guys. What do you guys do on your spare time? Okay, what do you do in your spare? You already know what I do on my spare time. What do you do on your spare time? Go. Sarah Sierra, thank you, Art. I'm grateful to be where I am, and thank you. Uh, you're a part of my story and healing. Continue to heal, Sarah. That's very courageous of you to share your story of overcoming obstacles and continuing your journey, right? Because the journey doesn't end, right? It just keeps going. So I'm proud of you, Sarah. Polly Pocket plays soccer. SL Conley paints. Katrina goes hiking. Polly Pocket also goes snowboarding. Shelly May goes crafting. A day in my world's crafting. Blue Thunderbird crafting. Valerie Lopez working out. ZE gardening and YouTube. Yulene Wages is hiking and fishing. Brenda goes to the gym. She does judo and MMA. Nobody mess with Brenda. She'll 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 fix it. Titanium Master gym, mountain biking, and working in the yard. That's awesome. Austin Lee, watch YouTube, play video games, smoke with friends or family. Arcadio Magana landscaping. Adi is working out and smoking weed. Nice. Yulene Wages, I'm a YouTuber. Awesome. Brenda Martinez, couponing at stores. SL Conley is a hiker. Yay. Brenda, don't get mad at me, Brenda. Joy Chapman, have a good night. Thank you for joining. Joy, I appreciate you. Oyuki de la Cruz, watch your videos. Oyuki does the best activities during her spare time. Oyuki, you are awesome. Leslie Brown goes cross country skiing and snowshoeing. Snowshoeing. Lolita. On my spare time, Lolita watches Lost in Phoenix. Lolita is cool. Enrique, did the mom from TikTok find her son? Yes, she did. She did find her son, actually. Jasmine Polanco, good night, Joy. Just photography, awesome. Yulene Wages, good night. Hope all gets better and send friend request. Awesome, Yulene Wages. Thank you. Have a good night. Laura Lalana, you're hiking, fashion, and thrift flipping. Thrift flipping sounds fun. Mary Guyon, spare time? What the heck is that? I'm retired and chores never end. Lawn work, laundry, cooking, the list goes on. Hopefully that's not all day, Mary, okay? Because that's too much. Gina, watch TV. I never have time. Mary Young, Joy had a dog that has these. Val Bray, walking and catching up with you. Val in the UK. Thank you, Val, for tuning in all the way in the UK, the United Kingdom. Appreciate you, Val. 2 hours and 54 minutes. Does anybody remember the record? What's the record for a live session? Anybody? Chopaholics 94, Casino. Oh man, be careful with the casino. Don't let it suck you in. 3 hours is a record. So we're 6 minutes away, 7 minutes away from a record. Because after that, I'm gonna go eat because I'm hungry. Because you guys got me hungry. I'm surrounded by a bunch of cooks here. You guys are awesome. Anawanani says, I do it all. I'm very flexible with life. I'm down for all sorts of activities. I get my hands in everything. I'm all over the place. I do it all. That, that's a great attitude, Anawanani. That's I love that flexibility. I love it. You have like that go-getter mentality that I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get it done. That is so cool. I love that. I love the energy that you bring on a Wanani. It's palpable, you know? So it's awesome. Brenda, same. I'm hungry as well. Brenda, you're hungry because you go to the gym, you do MMA, and you do judo, and you beat people up. Most likely guys that are mean to you, huh? The Lost in Phoenix family is a bunch of record breakers, right? That's why we keep going, keep pushing, right? We push the envelope, right? That's why Anawanani feels comfortable in this environment in Lost in Phoenix because she knows that we're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep doing, we're gonna just get it done. Jose Reyes says, "Go get some tacos de cabeza." I should. I'm gonna go. I'm definitely gonna eat. I am. You guys got me so hungry. Mary Lou Lechuga. I made some chili con carne, Spanish rice, beans, and homemade flour tortillas. Oh my goodness. Mary Lou is the first person in years that has said, I made homemade flour tortillas. Wow. Mary Lou, if you were here in Phoenix, I'd go visit you right now and I'd be expecting at least two tortillas. Chopaholics, shrimp and steak burrito. Dang. I don't want to need the Lost in Phoenix family. We are all worthy. We all have our own talents and interests. At the end of the day, we all matter. Absolutely. We all matter, right? We all matter. I don't matter more than you. You don't matter more than me. We all matter because we're all unique. We're all special, and no other person. There's like 8 billion people in the world, right? There's nobody else in the world exactly like you. That's why you're so special. That's why you're all worthy. Every single one of you, every person in this chat, 96 people. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate you very much. Jasmine, I made flour tortillas from scratch to make baleadas, and they were delicious. Wow, everybody's making tortillas all of a sudden. I get no invite. It's cold. Go grab yourself some caldo, some soup, some stew. I swear, every time you guys talk about food, I get hungry. Especially, I'm gonna ask my mom. My mom has made homemade tortillas in man over 10 years. I think it's about time. I think it's time. This is the year, right? Anawanani says, I can make homemade tortillas in less than 15 minutes. Wow. That's talent right there. That's talent on speed dial. Jasmine Polanco, Viva Honduras. Yay. Some sushi. I love sushi. I love sushi. How about Zoom chat? Uh we're gonna do that next time. The next time we do this, we're gonna do it on Zoom so that I can have everybody's uh so that I can see all you guys, right? So your face pops up on a Zoom chat. So that's a great idea, Gina. Excuse me. We did it last time. Gosh, about 3 weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. I had fun. Like 90 of you guys showed up. So we'll try to do it. We'll try to do a Zoom chat probably I don't know, soon. So we can get a bunch of people. It'd be nice if I can get 90 some people. It's just harder because for like live sessions you guys get notifications, but for like a Zoom chat there's no notification. We have to like plan it. Valerie Lopez, have a good night. Thank you for tuning in, Valerie. You're awesome. Have a good night. Rest and stay well. Favorite childhood cartoons: Voltron, He-Man, GI Joe, um, Thundercats, stuff like that. Those are the best cartoons. Dennis the Menace. I don't want to eat. Art, go eat. You deserve the royal treatment. Go get something to eat, something tasty, healthy, and satisfying. I don't know about healthy, but I don't know about healthy, but I'll get some. Woody Woodpecker is good. Tom and Jerry. I used to love Tom and Jerry. Uh, Power Rangers was already. I was already older for Power Rangers, so I didn't really watch those. Have we broken the record? We officially have broken the record. You guys all helped me break the record. 3 minutes and 3 hours and 1 minute and counting. So we definitely broke the record. So I'm gonna say thank you guys very much for joining me, spending 3 hours of your Saturday with me. You guys humble me. You guys lift me up. You guys, and I greatly appreciate you guys. You guys are tuning in from all over the country, all over the world, right? And I greatly appreciate you guys spending some time with me. Uh, because we all matter, right? You guys demonstrate that 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 I matter to you, you matter to me, and now I get to go eat because I've been hearing about your stories all about your food stories all night for 3 hours. You guys have been torturing me, teasing me about food, and I've only been drinking water, so I'm gonna go eat. Okay, so again, thank you guys. Have a good, safe night. Enjoy your Sunday. Um, I'll resume videos and we'll do another live next week. Okay. So stay blessed. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good night, everybody.